A new company with a lot of history, GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Everybody, welcome into Going Public. I am Harry McCullough. This week we'll be talking about the Houma Terrebonne Airport, and the airport commissioner is Josh Alfred. So thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate it, Josh.
Thanks for having me. Sorry you're just getting me.
It's all good. We got a lot to talk about.
Everybody's all around the world. We have one of our airport staff in Washington right now trying to fight for what we're talking about here today.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot to talk about. The airport right now, with the commission, obviously, like I say, you're all over the world, but right now, this type of year, are you guys seasonal at all, or is it just business as usual?
Business as usual. You know, we're actually, and I know we've said this a million times, but as far as all the data shows, we're the largest heliport in the entire world. They had some other like airports in Scotland, but in terms of air traffic, we're sending more people offshore than anywhere else.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to get the Guinness Book of World Records to confirm that. We've been trying to do that for 2 years just so we can market that. We're getting closer every day. They're just very slow.
Yeah, I use that as a trivia with a lot of people, you know, and they talk about, hey, you're from Houma. It's like, hey, you got one of the busiest airports in the world there, you know?
Exactly.
Because aviation, you know, look, ever since that helicopter and the Potomac River and you know, there's a couple of close calls. It seems like every day there's something going on now. A lot of people talk about aviation a lot. And then you go, yeah, you know, we got one of the busiest airports in the world down there.
Yeah, and especially when you're in Washington trying to ask for money, it's different than saying it's the Houma Terrebonne Airport as opposed to the largest heliport in the country or the largest heliport in the world. We're asking for money. So that's really why we want that official title. But we have a lot of other good things going on.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. So we're right now working on becoming the 8th test site designation across the United States. Right now there's 7. It's Corpus Christi has just come onto the line. So tell me about that and why it's so important that we get that designation.
So the test site designation is going to give us designated airspace that companies and government can fly prototypes, test sensors, so on and so forth in designated airspace. And so what we've modeled ourselves after is the University of North Dakota, which is the premier test site in the world. And what they're doing over there, like pipeline inspection, border patrol, so on and so forth, we're doing over here, but we can do it over water. And so companies like Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, so on and so forth have put facilities in the University of North Dakota because they're able to test sensors, test prototypes, whereas we're not competing with them. We're actually complementing their research and development. We actually have an MOU with them. We went years ago, probably 7, 8 years ago at this point, along with Fletcher and Nichols to see what they were doing and then modeled ourselves after them. So we've gone and checked all the boxes, a lot of help from Garrett Graves. He was chairman of the FAA subcommittee that authorized or authored the FAA Reauthorization Act, and it was very important to him to allow the FAA language to incorporate 2 more test sites, which you alluded to earlier. Corpus Christi got one of them. We're hedging for the other one. And that would make us the only test site over a large body of water. There's not one on the Pacific, Atlantic, and according to what I know, Corpus Christi is not doing their test flights over water. So we would be the only one over the Gulf of America. And again, that puts us in a very unique position. And, you know, we've gotten all of our congressional delegation involved. Also, the governor has just heavily gotten involved because he knows what it means for Louisiana's economy. This is not a Houma move. This is a state move. And so he's actually had 2 White House meetings in the last month where he has brought essentially a note card or white paper with our information, because all it's going to take at this point is for the FAA to say, y'all are it. And then once we get that designation, we think all the dominoes are going to fall. And the other thing, that separates us from these other test sites were set up essentially in the middle of nowhere, whereas from a safety standpoint. But we're in the middle of nowhere when you fly off the Houma airport, in a sense, but we have all this infrastructure already built out into the Gulf. So we have fiber optic, 5G, so on and so forth, whereas these other test sites had to be built out from scratch. Right. So it's another huge opportunity for the federal government. And then you alluded to what's going on with the FAA and how Trump came out and said, we're not going to fix the air traffic control system. We are going to recreate it. We are going to implement the most technologically advanced air traffic control system known to man. And we're hoping to also be a big part of that as a test site. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Fargo, right? So there's a lot of infrastructure, a lot of people, population. We're right in the middle of the country, so you're right. So you can fly offshore and you're in the middle of nowhere, but you're also right in the middle of the country where you start.
And I know we're running out of time for this first segment, but probably the next thing that we can talk about is the infrastructure that we do need to support what's coming and be able to support it, to be able to compete with other airports. Sure. And not in the state of Louisiana, but along the Gulf Coast.
And around the world, for sure. Yeah, well, part of that being power, and which we've seen with AI and a lot of those things.
Absolutely.
So, battery power and that kind of stuff. So let's take a break. We're going public when we come back right after this.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities, including driven piles, drilled deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
Located at 5004 Imperial Drive in Houma, April and Iris is a must-see for those looking for exquisite home decor and gifts. Owned by April Boudreau, along with her talented design team, there is no lack of detail to enhance your shopping experience. April and Iris has all your decor needs.
Come in today and let us help you complete your design vision. It's what we do.
April and Iris, Houma's newest home interior and gift store, where decor and inspiration meet and fulfill all your design needs.
Terrebonne Parish School District is now hiring bus drivers. A valid CDL is required. If you don't have a CDL, we have paid training available. You must be able to pass a medical health exam and a drug test. Our salary range is very competitive with similar jobs starting at $26 per hour. Benefits include free health insurance and retirement. Contact the TPSD Transportation Office at 876-7400 or apply online at www.tpsd.org.
A new company with a lot of history, GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Everybody, welcome back to Going Public. I am Harry McCullough. Josh Alfred is the Houma Terrebonne Airport Commissioner. And you're going to take us through some slides. But just so people are aware, we're talking about large unmanned aircraft, right?
Correct.
Drones.
We're not talking about the little hobby drones.
And drones that can fly people down the road.
Absolutely.
But down the road, I think we had talked a little bit about prior to it. We were talking about vertical aerospace and how, maybe from airports onto large buildings, people are going to be taking drones. And, the airspace is going to get a lot of people talk about Amazon delivery, those kind of things. Yeah. But this is cutting edge where it'd be like a taxi, like a Jetsons thing almost.
Absolutely.
Right? But it would be a drone that would be programmed, go straight here. It has a transistor so it doesn't bump into anything else.
Yes.
And it can go straight offshore. But to do that, you got to have batteries because the noise, that kind of stuff.
You have to have the support system.
Support.
So
that's where you want to take us to.
Nichols, LA Tech, Mississippi State, they're all involved and have MOUs with us to try to accomplish what we're doing here. And so just like the University of North Dakota, it's not only great that they have this designated airspace, but they have the infrastructure to be able to process that data. Mm-hmm. And it also lends a huge opportunity for the students going there. So we're hoping, Fletcher just opened up a facility on the air base, took over the old Charlie Hammond's buildings, mm-hmm. and they're doing a mechanical school for helicopters to support PHI and Bristow and others. And so one of the things PHI and Bristow have done, and this was actually, I want to say a couple years ago, that they ordered a couple hundred unmanned drones that have a payload capacity of anywhere between 600 to 800 pounds. And so what they're going to be able to do, given the airspace to do it in, is hopefully be able to use those drones to get parts or whatever else they need to the platforms. Because if you can cut out a pilot and a helicopter, I mean, think about the chances you can take when a platform shuts down and they need one part to keep it going. You're talking about millions of dollars a day that could be saved, and maybe it's terrible weather. Well, you're willing to risk a drone. You're not willing to risk a life. And so you may be able to send them in those times of need where the weather may not be cooperating.
Yeah, you don't have that fleshy pink thing that's sitting in the middle of it, right?
Exactly, the important thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So we change a lot of protocols when that's not involved. We see that in war now too, with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And
one
it
of
makes
the things,
sense, right? Yeah.
We talked about was the vertical airspace. Some of the concepts out there, which we don't have slides here, but we do have slides in some of our presentations on where they're taking these air taxis, where you're going through security here in Houma, and then being brought to New Orleans, delivered to a secure location where you're not going through security in New Orleans, which is pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you think about the lines and the hassle going through security in these large airports because everybody's in one place. If you can do it from feeder airports and then taxi people to designated spots on the airport that are secured, be amazing.
Yeah, we were one of the busiest places in the world for the Super Bowl, right? And a lot of those private planes that came through here.
I think, was it 180 planes? So, don't quote me on the numbers, but I didn't bring the technical guys with me today.
So take us through some of those slides and we're looking at.
So this is kind of a recap over what we already went over, but where you see the picture in the top left-hand corner, we're positioning for number 8 in the test sites. They have one in North Dakota, like I mentioned, Nevada, Alaska, New Mexico, Texas, and New York, Virginia. So that's really the big thing. And then how I had mentioned that Garrett Graves was successful in getting us in the FAA Reauthorization Act. Mm-hmm. It was perfect timing that he was in that position because that comes up every 10 years. Mm-hmm. So it was incredible that we were able to be put in there. And then we did get the executive order from the governor, which designates us as the large UAV airport in the state of Louisiana, which tips the hat to the federal government saying we have our politics right. If you send us the money, if you designate us the test site, there's not going to be any infighting on who is supposed to be the one to take this on. So we have our politics correct. Yeah. And really we're leaders in the state. Mm-hmm. Like they have the drone advisory board, which was turned into the advanced aviation. I forget the name exactly, but that's a state board that we have 2 positions on. Mm-hmm. And really we lead the way in Louisiana. So then the next slide is just a letter of support. This is something we had the governor sign, and he brought with him to meet with the Secretary Duffy. So I may be wrong about this. I can't remember right offhand, but I think there were 3 meetings, 2 in the White House that I had talked about before, and then one with Secretary Duffy.
Right.
So the governor is very involved, and we really thank him for being so involved, and he knows how important this is to the state of Louisiana.
Because they got a few things on their plate, so it's probably good to have an advocate
Absolutely.
like that.
And my point, my sense of urgency when I talk to everyone, like I had a long conversation with Congressman Higgins, Senator Cassidy, is if we don't get this now, we're never going to get it.
Right.
Our representation in Washington could not be better with the Speaker, Scalise, all of those things coming to play. How it's our opportunity to miss out on.
Right.
So we better do it, especially since it's been passed into law, and all it's going to take is the FAA to appoint us.
Right.
If we don't get it, then we're all starting from scratch again.
And the president, the executive order to unleash American drone dominance over the high seas fits right in with what you're trying
Absolutely.
to do. All right, we'll take a break. More with Josh Alford when we come back on this edition of Going Public.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities including driven piles, drilled deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
Located at 5004 Imperial Drive in Houma, April and Iris is a must-see for those looking for exquisite home decor and gifts. Owned by April Boudreau, along with her talented design team, there is no lack of detail to enhance your shopping experience. April and Iris has all your decor needs.
Come in today and let us help you complete your design vision. It's what we do.
April and Iris, Homa's newest home interior and gift store, where decor and inspiration meet and fulfill all your design needs.
In South Louisiana, storms are a way of life. Every storm poses a different threat, whether from flooding or hurricane-force winds. At All South Consulting Engineers, we help protect our people from these disasters. Before a storm, we work with our leaders to prevent catastrophic damage. After the storm, we help get the resources needed for rebuilding. We have helped our cities, parishes, and school boards recover over $2 billion to rebuild our community. We'll be here for the next one.
A new company with a lot of history, GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Everybody, welcome back into Going Public. Harry McCullough here, Josh Alford there, the Homer Terrebonne Airport Commission. So, there's quite a few things that are going on, and we got some more slides we want to go through, right?
Yep. Real quick. So, just when you're passing by on the highway, you probably see some construction going on or some pavement out there that you're wondering, what is that for? It is the UGC campus, and that's the foundation that we've set up to support the unmanned effort. And also we've set aside 52 acres in 2006 to support that.
Are y'all pouring concrete, man?
We've already poured concrete and more is to come.
How much concrete?
A lot. When we initially got the grant, that was the Governor John Bell Edwards had come to the airport to sign his executive order designating us as the large UAV airport in the state of Louisiana. And at the same time, we had gotten an EDA grant for $1.3 million. Then COVID hit, and we were able to complete about half of the project because the price of cement had either doubled or tripled,
Yeah, of course.
Unfortunately. But we are applying for the second round of that grant, and we've gotten money from other places to finish this.
All right. So what's
And
next?
of course, we're looking for more money for the testing facility. We also have an ARF, which is essentially a firefighting unit inside the fence, and a hangar to for tenants to use should they come to use.
All of these things
the
can be
site.
used for regular aviation coming out of the airport, all right?
Yes, if it had to
Yeah,
be, but
I got you.
hopefully that's not
Right,
the case
right.
because we're going to get this done.
Right.
And so just a little bit clearer picture, but same thing we talked about. And then this is just some of the industry support showcasing that, we've talked to Shell, Chevron, Dominion, Bristow, PHI, Boeing, Clean Gulf Associates, and MS Raspet. So we're engaging everyone at every level. So it's important for us to keep our partners and especially our tenants. One of the largest taxpayers in
Sure.
Terrebonne Parish is PHI and Bristow. So it's important for us to keep them involved. And this is actually a picture of some of the drones that I alluded to earlier, where they ordered a couple hundred that have that payload capacity.
That's what the drones will look like?
Yeah, you see the yellow one, that's probably the best rendition of the ones PHI ordered. And I can't remember if it was them or Bristow, but it either has a 600 or an 800 pound payload.
Yeah, look, it's coming. And when you see like just it's not fireworks, but when you have a display in the sky where those drones just fly everywhere,
Oh, yeah.
make pictures and people moving, it's just amazing what they can do with drones now. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And
I
a
feel
lot of
pretty
stuff,
safe with that. Yeah.
a lot of stuff is going to electrical, especially with these drones. And so we do have some infrastructure needs. We had an electrical study done
Because they're going to be run by batteries, and those batteries got to be charged.
to an extent, right? Depending on which way the technology goes, but right now it's leaning all toward electrical.
Well, one of the big advantages is noise, right? That you can
Absolutely.
fly into, like say, if you are delivering, and we're not dealing with that offshore, but if you're doing domestically on mainland, you can deliver those kind of things and nobody knows they're there.
Absolutely. And we really want that to be a possibility because we do know the people that live around the airport are affected by
Sure.
the helicopters now. And the more we can do to reduce that and be better neighbors, we want to. So we did do electrical studies to be able to prepare ourselves for grant opportunities and other monies to be able to support what is coming. And also, this is not just supporting the airport. We hope that it's going to support the east side and the port.
Put it on the grid,
so
right,
we
yeah.
really are coming together as a coalition to try to get this money. And then the water, you have these electrical cars you've seen catch on fire, and you just have to constantly pour
Put a
water
blanket
on
on
them
'em, right,
because
basically.
you can't put them out.
Right.
But you want to pour water on them before it creates a crack in the concrete because it's so
right.
hot. Because the concrete is millions and millions of dollars. So those are the two things probably in most need because when tenants or large companies are looking to locate, they're going to be looking at
Sure.
those two specific needs, especially if they're using prototypes and new technology. They're going to need water in case of accidents.
Yeah.
So obviously we want to be as safe as possible. And then just to highlight, right now we're doing West Ramp reconstruction. It's out to bid, or I think we did get bids back and they're assessing them right now. And so that's
So that concrete's 85 years
1940s.
old, yeah.
Yes. So it's in dire need. And we did get phase 1 and phase 2 funded. So we're going to we received bids for both to do them together.
Yeah, I mean, 1940s, you see World War II written all over
Oh yeah,
it, right? Yeah, the
absolutely.
bump base, right?
But I'll tell you, that's some strong concrete.
Yeah, it is.
To see them break up that concrete as opposed to the stuff that might be 10 years old,
Right.
it is tremendously different.
Right.
The 1940s like breaks machines.
Sure, yeah.
It's pretty insane. And then the next one, Taxiway Foxtrot, that's just something we completed recently. I won't hit on that too much, but very important that we're upgrading the airport, as is needed. And then really one of the most interesting slides is by the numbers, which, airport jobs, 21 million in payroll, 4,000 plus on the airport and industrial park. They have 10,000 plus offshore jobs that go in and out of there. And you're looking at 84.2 million in total output.
Awesome.
And so for the future UGC campus, we're hoping to really increase that, and 106 plus total output. I'm hoping it's going to be much higher than that. That's just very conservative estimates.
Yeah, no, it's a great success story. We look for that site designation, test site designation. Josh, thanks so much for the update.
Thank you.
All right, that's going public this week. I'm Harry McCullough. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.